All right, I may be streaming, I may not be. I'm checking my settings here. I believe I am. Let me check with my audio engineer. All right, Tony D! Got Tony D in the house. Now, why can I not hear that? Okay, then it worked. He plays a Sicilian. Bishop c4, the Fischer Sozin. This is the way I like to play it. He's going after my bishop again. I wonder if I should drop it all the way back to here, because I could do that. Maybe I'll try something different this time. He's going to take that bishop off. Let me check with my audio engineer here. And let me log into Twitch. I was thinking about putting this bishop here this time. So I can get this chat going. I'll put that right there. I'm going to try this. My audio engineer is playing in the tournament. Awesome. I'm going to eat me 2 corn dogs while I'm playing this. I just went by Sonic. Not a whole lot I can do about this. Maybe play here. See, the problem is I don't know what the right plan is in this position. Of course, I've been playing f4. Can't really do that right at the moment. Let me play here. You know, one thing I do is I have a tendency to kind of rush the game. It's probably better to play a little more slowly, you know. I always feel like, you know, every move is a move. Like if you don't do the right thing, you've lost a move, and that puts you behind on your attack. That's why I always try to jump on things. But sometimes you shouldn't do that. Got to take a bite out of this corn dog. I guess he's planning on playing d5. Come in here. He's going right in here. So I'm going to go ahead and take a rook. Well, he's going to win my b pawn. Oh my gosh. Tell me I didn't fall for that. Take, take, take. I'm thinking I'll take here. Then I say here. What did you do when I try to back rank maiden? He may have to give me that queen back. Looks like he is going to have to give me that queen back. Is this not hysterical? This knight needs a better squares to go to. If I go here, he could just play here to guard the rook. I mean, to guard the knight. And I play here. Target that and that. The problem is he'll play here to attack my rook on d6. That is not going to be good. I guess I have to play here. Just got that square. I was getting my pieces messed up over here. I need to be concentrating, not eating corn dogs. I got off work late. Ooh. Expect that move. Got off work late, didn't get to Sonic on time. This is my little pre-tournament snack every week. Let's see. He can go where now? He can target that pawn because this guy's unprotected. Which means I need to make sure it stays protected, like something like this maybe. Wow. He's going to move that knight. When he does, can I go here? Hmm. Tony wants to trade knights. I think I have to do this way. Let's see. Man, I got to be really careful here. I don't know if I'm supposed to be winning or losing this. I think I'm going to win it. My king position is great. Why is he letting his clock run? Is he calculating? Okay. I capture. He plays here. I play here. Don't you lose then? He has to step away from guarding this pawn, and I win it. Isn't that correct? That was awesome. Thank you, Tony. He gave me a confidence boost when I talked to him last. Told me I was doing great. Boy, I got lucky in that game. Lost my queen. What do you know? ODNT is playing. Working on my new interface for my new Twitch stream. No, from this Twitch stream. I'm working on a new way of setting all this up in OBS Studio. So hopefully I've got it almost done. I hope that I'll have that going next week on my new computer. It'll be really great. Who? What? 1,046? There's something wrong with this thing. I don't understand why it's not making noise when it's supposed to make noise. Okay, I'll take that. How did I get paired with number 28? He's number 28 and I'm number 5. This is the time to have Book of the Week. Book of the Week. It's coming up. I'm way behind schedule. I was booting up this computer like 2 minutes before the tournament. So that's what happened. Looks like everything's okay. All right, all right, all right. Well, let's put some pressure on that pawn, which is unguarded since this bishop went out here. Okay, and now let's take that pawn. Book of the Week. This book was, I've had this book for a while. It was wrapped in plastic when I got it. It's kind of deteriorated a little bit. Oh my gosh, this poor guy. Now he lost the rook. Everyman chess. This guy must be a beginner. Well, we learn as we go. Book of the Week. Russians versus Fischer. His Book of the Week. I'm celebrating 50 years of since the Fischer-Spassky match. This is from Everyman Chess. Right here. Russians versus Fischer. And this is written by Dmitry Poletsky and Sergei Voronkoff. Excuse me. The latter author, the second one, is the guy who has just published a series of books. Well, yes, he's put out volume 1 and volume 2 of books on the Soviet championship. Can't wait to get the third one. I've already got the first two. This book is called Russians versus Fischer. That's the back cover. And it's actually pretty cool. It's not only got, this thing has got tons of games in it. Let me see here. Well, those are the page numbers. How many games are in this book? Index of complete games. Gosh, it goes on and on. It's got all of the 92 match with Spassky, all of the games from the 72 match, all of the Canada's games. That's what it looks like. Yeah. It goes all the way back to Fischer Bronstein in the Interzonal of 1928. There are also interviews. There are interviews in here with people. This is the book, I believe, where they talked about, they advised Spassky. I think it has the things in it where they advised Spassky about what he could, about what strategy he should use against Fischer. Here's an interview with Spassky in 2001. Do you still maintain relations with Fischer? He said, Fischer is my friend. He often phones me, but he doesn't say where he is. I have tried tracing his calls, but so far without success. I once traced him in Canada. I know that he recently has been in Japan. He is now 58 years old. Let's take that piece. He's now 58 years old. He weighs not less than 110 kilograms and thinks that he is still attractive. I'm of a different opinion. I like him very much. He thinks that all Soviet chess players are KGB officers. I said to him that when I receive the title of colonel, I will invite him to celebrate in the best restaurant in Budapest. Bobby said, oh, good. There's just tons of stuff in this book. This book is, this was 452 pages before you get to the index. Like, look at this. That's just interviews, those 2 pages. Really clean diagrams. I'm going to find, I love this book. Really clean diagrams. I'm going to find a page with some games on it to show you. Hopefully I won't flag in the meantime. This is pretty typical. This is from the 72 match. Actually, game 13 right here on page 359. This is where, this was the game that I was looking at. I noticed yesterday was the 50th anniversary of this game. So this is, get this over where I can see it. This is typical of what you see in this book. Really nice, clean diagrams, analysis, diagrams, analysis. So these 2 pages have got a lot of analysis. This is of game 12. Oh, sorry, that was game 13. That's when Bobby played the Alekhine defense. Here's an interview with Krogius. In a conversation after the match, Fischer shared with me his impressions of the 13th game. He said that he had, let me go back over here and make a move. Gave his impressions of the 13th game. He said that he had noticed Spassky's indecision before the 25th move when he could have mounted a powerful offensive against the Black King. I also sensed that Spassky underestimated the danger of the position when 5 of my pawns were fighting against his rook. This game went 76 moves and Bobby won it. 74 moves and Bobby won it. Bondarevsky said, this game is characteristic of the American. All Fischer's attention was immediately focused on the weak pawn on a4. White sacrificed it, and the American, as could be expected, accepted the gift. After the 14th move, the position was such that a mistake could be made in its evaluation. Black has an extra pawn, the two bishops in a solid position. I don't know how Fischer assessed the situation, but it seems to me that he again overestimated the importance of the extra pawn. This, I think, is a serious deficiency in his play. Almost 40 moves of hard work apparently exhausted Spassky, and just as the game reached a drawn position, Fischer took advantage of his opponent's mistake to win. The Americans' hard work, endurance, and persistence carried the day. This is such a great book. It's just got, interviews with these people. Just tons of interviews. Here's a page that has Spassky, Bodorinsky, Krogius. Nice book. The Russians Russians versus Fischer. Book of the week. Okay, now I'm going to trade his bishop. I'm just basically trading down because I'm plus 20 right down here. I wonder how my compadre on the Little Rock chess team is doing. I think this guy's a true beginner, but we learn as we go. He needs to play a lot of chess and he'll get better. His rating is 1,046. I'm going to take his rook off and win after that. Give him my queen for the rook just to simplify the position. I have a friend who always wants to see you mate with a bishop and knight. I don't want to take the time for that because it's already 7:30. So what I'm going to do is walk my king out. I'm going to try to figure out a way to get this rook out. Mate him with a king and a rook. Of course, when you're this far ahead in the game, you got to be careful not to stalemate them. You have to always give them a move. Because if they're not in check, for those of you that don't know, if they're not in check and they don't have a move, it's stalemate and that's a draw. Looks like I'm not going that direction. His coach probably told him to play the checkmate. Fischer, Russians versus Fischer. Mikhail, I think a lot of the Russian players really loved Fischer. This whole thing about Fischer versus the Russians and Russians versus Fischer, I think a lot of their players. I remember at the time of the match, somebody said there are a lot of people in Russia that are rooting for Bobby. They liked his style of play. They liked him. Who knows? He had support over there. I think instead of taking the time to mate him with my king, walking my king up the board, I'm just going to go ahead and mate him with 2 rooks. Bobby in Moscow in 1958. Oops. He would have been 15 then. How did this guy get so good? I need to go through this whole book. Every game. I really love the history of chess. There we go. Back to the tournament. Oh, my compadre won a game. He's playing Enormous Zebra. Wow! Somebody's watching me. Schliemann, oh, this guy. Chessmaster 5657586. That's great. I'm paired against Tony again. This is too much. Tony D, we got Tony D in the house. He knows what I'm going to play. What if I play this? Just to throw him off. The guy liked Book of the Week. Hey, dude, I do a book of... I don't know if you have seen this before. I do a Book of the Week every week. And while we're celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Fischer-Spassky match, I am doing a book about or by Fischer every week. Now, do I go here or do I go here? Of course, I know no theory at this point. I'm just trying to figure out what is... Well, he's going to have a hard time doing what he did last time to attack my bishop. So I say we put the bishop here. Hopefully I don't miss a tactic or something somewhere. It's what usually happens. I really want to play this. If I play there and he takes, and I take, he will probably do something like this and threaten to pin my queen to my king. I think I need to move my king. Then I want to play here. And I don't see any reason not to do that. The corn dogs. What? Tony D wants to trade queens. Why wouldn't he? I'm going to make him trade it this way. Pre-move the recapture. Be careful pre-moving. I pre-moved a move a couple of weeks ago and lost the game because of it. The really bad thing here is when I capture here, this pawn's going to become isolated. Book of the week. He's got those bishops down there. I mean, this whole thing seems a little overextended now that he took the queens off the board. I think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I want to get rid of my weak pawn. I love that guy's playing and watching my stream at the same time. There's some other people that have watched it before. I've been thinking about putting in a 10-minute delay so that, because that actually one guy I was playing was watching. I did win the game, but this guy that I was playing was watching the game while we were playing. He was watching my stream while we were playing, and his friend turned him in. His friend sent me a message and said, so and so was watching your game, which I thought was funny, especially since I won. Man, this is a wide open board with all these bishops roaming around. Yeah, I wondered about him coming out here. Check. Play here. I'm thinking I bring this piece back here to cover that square.
Battery 90%.
He's going to trade here and win a pawn. I don't know if there's a whole lot I can do about that. Well, I can counterattack and get myself forked. What if I move this rook? Maybe try that. Man, these kind of positions are scary because you got, you got so many tactics, and he's much stronger than me tactically. So if he plays rook here, take, check, rook over, take, check, king takes. I win a pawn, don't I? If he defends this thing, take, check. He goes over to here. Oh, my phone's going dead. I think he's going to have to move the bishop. But I don't understand why he wouldn't want to move the bishop. You know? Like, why didn't he just put it on this diagonal? You could threaten like that. Gosh, he did it that way. Why is he doing this? I capture. He recaptures. I play check. The only way to save the rook's to move it there. I don't know. Now, do I just go ahead and take it? I could come here, try to go down here. If I move this to here, he makes a move, then I move here. Threaten to win it. Threaten to win the exchange. Doesn't that work? I play here, and if he captures here, I'll move here. And then when the bishop retreats, I can capture there and put one more piece on this thing. Let's try this out. See what he does. I mean, Tony D is an extremely strong tactical player. I can't even hold a candle to him in tactics. But I've been lucky in some of these games. My record against him is pretty good. But, you know, the other thing is he's playing on a phone. You know? He's not playing on an actual computer. Now, I do have to be careful about being mated here. So I probably should just attack this thing first. He's got two pieces hanging. Okay. I'm feeling good about this game. I am indeed. Now, don't blow it. Okay, let's play it this way. Don't blow it. I want to give him that check. Hey, this guy wrote, "Awesome, did you like Book of the Week?" That's what I wrote. I'm watching your stream, Deep Geek. I don't know this guy. I'm glad he's enjoying it. I said, did you like Book of the Week or the corn dogs? Because I was eating corn dogs. If you tuned in late, I was eating corn dogs at the beginning. He said, yes. Cool. I'm glad somebody's enjoying it. Because just last week I said to a friend of mine, "Why? I don't even know why I'm doing this." Because he's the only one that ever watches. Well, I guess there are a few others that watch. I'm not a master. I'm not a strong player, but you know, some people who are lower rated like watching, you know, me talk about the games when I'm playing. Voronkov, Voronkov. This picture I've seen before. Look how tall with his arm around Fischer. Can you see that? Let me see. Yeah, just tilt it a little. This is inside the flap in the book. Oh, I'm paired against him. Awesome. Here we go, man. I'm now paired against the guy who was watching my stream. I've played him before. I didn't remember that. There was one guy on here I'd played 3 times, and I didn't remember that either. I don't know if this is the guy or not, but I do remember somebody playing this against me. It's the exact move order. Because I told my friend that I thought it was, let's see, what did I say it was? Larson, not the Larson Santaseer, but the Larson Santaseer, well, that's what they used to call it. E4, C5, F4. First time in my life that I ever played an expert. I played that against him because it was kind of popular at the time. And he just demolished me. I mean, he had me, I think he checkmated me actually on the 19th move. I was like a little, 1400 rated USCF player. Wow. I'm just highlighting the squares where the knight could go. Looks like he's got to go to there. I need video edit. Whoa. I didn't expect that move. That was pretty slick. He had planned that if I capture here, he captures with check, and then the pawn would take the bishop. Should have spent a little more time thinking about that because that may have not been that bad for me. Can't believe I beat Tony D twice in one night. I got to brag about that a little. See, this is where having a really good positional sense is a good thing. I was thinking actually early today about, you have tactics, but, chess is not just tactics. They're positional things. Like, I'm not really sure. I mean, is this a horrible positional move? It opens up that diagonal. A knight could come in behind it. Is that the end of the world? I could play here and play the knight here. Have this guy to defend, keep him from kicking my knight. That's one thing I could do. Play my queen out here, threaten check. What? I actually kind of like this one. I think I'm going to play that. Just because his... Oh. I could play here. I don't know how long I can hold that pawn there. I could play the d3. It kind of clogs up his position. get to that thing, he'd have to play like a rook up and a knight back, and then he would attack that. That'd be one way to do it. I think I want to do this. I need a castle. I got a text. All right, let's see. I should be paying attention. Because that's when you lose, you know what I mean? The reason I had to castle is so this rook would defend this rook. Because now I'm going to get a rook. Now I think I can play here and threaten that. And I'm not real sure how he's going to defend it. Can he defend it? I don't think so. Because if he moves this piece, I'll take there and I will checkmate him. Okay, rook takes bishop, rook takes rook. I don't like that trade. Okay, he has to move. That's a weak point. I'm going to save this one. That square his bishop needs to retreat to, and I'm going to try to take it away from him to some degree. I gotta make sure he doesn't know anything he can checkmate me with. If I play here, I pile up on that one. Deep geek, I bend for mercy. I beg for mercy. Sorry. I give no mercy. Bro, okay. Good game, dude. Let's see. I've got 12 tournament points. Does following mean somebody's watching you? That means I'm following him. Chess Cats. I think I played that guy once. I beat him twice. I didn't remember. I've definitely got time for one more. Anonymous? There's somebody named Anonymous playing in the tournament? I didn't even know you could be anonymous. 32 more minutes. Book of the week. In case you missed it, and I think one of the people watching this might have missed it. Book of the week was Russians versus Fischer. Russians versus Fischer. Poletsky and Voronkov. Voronkov. Man, that was a great time to be alive. This is Stein, Tao, Fischer. I don't know who these other two guys are here on the cover. Bobby and Mikhail Tal really were good friends. And he really liked Stein, too. Stein had a heart attack and died young. I'm not even sure if he was 40 years old or not. I don't think he was. Bobby was world champion at the time that he died, and he sent a telegram to the Russian Chess Federation. They published it in the big newspaper in Moscow. I think it was Pravda, whatever. They published it in there. The message he sent is, his sympathies for Stein dying. I think Bobby was really shocked by it. Well, everybody was. Stein is one of the guys toward the end of 60 Memorable Games, one of the last games that Bobby annotated. Okay, here we go. 24-49. He just berserked me. Chess by Jason-org. I beat this guy. I'm 1-2 against him. Did I play that crazy line against him? I don't remember. I think you're supposed to do this. I don't understand why somebody would cripple their pawns like that. This guy didn't have any squares. Well, am I going to castle kingside? I guess I am. Here or here? Pushing pawns in front of your king is really not a good idea. Man, I want to play that. Oh, yeah. You can do that. Play here, he plays here, knight goes here, come back here. It's not a bad square for a knight at all. He might play here. Or here, 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 here. I don't know. Okay, he just took away my favorite square. Do I just kick him? Yeah. He's coming here. Oh, maybe not. Uh, Queen takes. That's going to be a hard threat to meet. All right, dude. I'm playing back here. He's going to play queen here, and I've got a problem. I am going to have to play here. Come in here. What do I do? Queen, rook here. Knight checks, take. This rook's got to help with the defense. I think what I have to do is cover this thing. It really messed up my pawns. No, I'm not going to let you do that, dude. I'm not going to trade and let his knight hop in here. Had a better move. I got all the time in the world. Play here. He plays here. Queen takes. Rook takes, king takes. Queen here checks so he can protect his knight. I come out here. Queen here. Check. He's probably going to checkmate me if I do that. I shouldn't have captured that pawn. I should have played rook g4. I missed my chance there. What happens after queen? Let's see. Rook checks here. Trade out on the square. My king ends up here. Queen here check. What if I go this direction? Back. Queen here check. King here. Queen here check. King up. Queen grabs here check. What if I play here? I'm not calculating enough. Now, I capture, check, take, check, take. Check. I'll come back to where I am. The only good check he's got is here. When he does that, I'm going to play here. You can drop the knight in right there. He didn't do it though. He's moving kind of fast. If I move here, he may have another check, but he's not going to have. Okay, if I play here, then that check's not any good, that check's not any good. And I'm attacking his knight. So his knight will have to move. What squares does it have? Does it have any good ones? I don't know. If I go this way, he'll get this pawn. I think I go here. And now I think I go here. Because I'm going to start pushing this pawn. That's because he's going to come in here. That is a serious threat. Nope, can't go that way. He can check here, and I'll have to move back. I think I want to get rid of the H pawn if I have to. If I move here, the question is, how do I get it further down the board? I want to bring this rook to here. Now, I think I want to play back. Do I? Does he have any knight checks? You can bet he's working on some. I'm trying to figure out a way to limit his knight. Can't move to any of those squares. So when I push, the knight's got to go backwards. It's got to, yeah, got to go back here somewhere. You can't go there. What am I talking about? Okay, you can take this and you can take this. If he takes here, I capture, queen captures, check. I play behind my rooks. Some checks, and I'll go in here. I think we keep pushing. Yeah, this is a win. Just don't need to mess it up. Oh, somebody's written me some comments. Good square is 96. Now his G pawn is weak also. Sorry, dude, I didn't see you write that. I don't know how long ago you wrote it. I'm going to go here. Going back in here. Okay, I'm not going back in there. Okay, if I go here, you can what checks is he gonna have? Here and here. Is he gonna have any other good ones? Gotta be careful about him letting him pick off one of my rooks. If I play here and he checks here, I move up. I don't think he can beat me here, can he? Here. Guess we're gonna find out. If I move here, if I move here, he doesn't have a check that will win this rook back here. I don't believe. Let's see one. And then I play here. What if we do this? And I'll give him some pawns. I'll walk my king up the board. My rooks are protected. He's trying to protect me. My rooks are protected, and this pawn's threatening to go in. He's going to have to stop that. I'll just walk my king down the board. I don't have anything to be afraid of. Here. Eventually, he's got to run out of checks, doesn't he? See if I move back here. He checks there. He can't check somewhere in the pawn, right? Okay, how do I do this? If I play here, can he win this rook? He can pin it. Play here. He checks. I come back between the rooks. Does he have any other checks? If I play here, he plays check there. And that's a mate. So I can't allow that. That means I have to look at doing something like this. Or, let's go ahead and do this one. Let's let him think about it. No, I'm not going to agree to a draw, dude. Not just because you're losing on time, but because I've got the better position. Why is he doing this? Oh, great. I let him mate me. I warned myself. Wasn't that great, Drew? I warned myself about that on the previous couple of moves, and then I let him do it. I don't think so. He said, I'm a. Yeah, I know. He's just trying to prepare me. Well, I stepped into the mate that I was warning myself about a few moves earlier. What? I'm in another game? I forgot to pause it. Oh, well. It was, I mean, you know what I did wrong there, Drew? Was playing too fast. You know, it may have actually been a draw. I mean, I don't know. I have to look at it with the computer. A little too open for the king. Yeah. I was moving too quickly, but it's possible. Maybe it was an actual draw. I don't know. He had a lot of checks. It's just that when I started up the board, was there a different route? I mean, I believe it had to be a win. It's just I put my king on the wrong square. And maybe the last 10 moves he had a draw in there, but somewhere along the way, I'm sure I had a win. Could have found a spot to hide moving upward with the right rook blocks. That's possible. I mean, I was so low on time. Well, he was so low on time at the end. I thought about just losing one of the rooks, like playing my king to like e5, let him grab a rook, and then push the pawn, have my king and the pawn on like the 7th. He would have flagged before he could have ever have beaten me. You know? I think this is the guy that was like complaining about somebody one time. He was really. I think somebody on here kind of got nasty one night about somebody. I don't know. I have to ask a friend of mine who will remember. No, they've got. Oh yeah. You're right. He had a 10-second increment, so he might not have flagged. Good point, Drew. Yes, he had a 10-second increment. You're right. You're right. I forgot about that. Well, I don't. I'm not going to try to play another game in 8 minutes. Yeah, you're right. He would have survived because I've had some people where I thought I could flag them. That was when I first started playing in these tournaments. I thought I could flag them, and they move real fast. Next thing you know, they got another 60 seconds on their clock. You know, I'm about to go back and find the game where I actually beat him. I'm surprised I did beat him. He's he's really good at finding some. I mean, finding some things. I mean, he really messed me up on the king side. He's 14 years old, and 14 more, the world will end. Yeah, couldn't have, he could have survived. I couldn't have beaten him on time. You're right. Um, I don't know. I mean, it'd be really interesting to see after I had my rooks locked together on what was it, C3 and D3, whatever. I had the rooks defending each other, and I was walking my king up the board. I should have thought a little bit more about where are the check. Like if I go to this square, what squares does he have to check on? That kind of thing. There's a tendency, of course, when they get low on time, to play faster, which is always a bad thing to do. I mean, I had a game on here once where I got down to about 3 seconds. I was in a winning position. Uh, yeah, you agree? Probably was winning somewhere. I mean, I had a winning position. I was down to about 3 seconds, and I just made a couple of quick moves, and I was back up to like 20 seconds. But I wasn't ever even worried about the clock in that game. I was just playing along. It was a position I knew how to play it. The thing about a guy like this, it's that high rated, is you have to beat him and beat him and beat him. I mean, in the same game. Yeah, that's the beauty of the increment. And I do like playing with an increment because I don't like having 20 seconds on your clock and having to win the game. But somebody that's this good, because I had a friend, some master that I played a lot of blitz with, and they can be a queen down and they're still looking for a way to beat you. You know, I mean, they're not looking to draw or anything. They're looking for a way to win, and they'll do all kinds of stuff. So that's kind of what this guy kind of that's the strong player for you. They're not going to give up. Looks like Mosaic Rookie Knights is going to win the tournament. Fayetteville 7177 just said something about it. I was playing a National Master in Blitz last week, and he blundered a piece, wouldn't give up until mate. That's the way they play. That's how they get that good, is they're trying to squeeze something out of out of a position where they have nothing. I saw this guy do it over and over and over. He won games he should have lost, not just against me, but against other people. He would lose games that he should have lost, he'd draw games he should have lost. That's the way they do it. And the one game I'd love to see, or at least talk to Andrew Soltis about, is the game when Bobby Fischer in '71 played at the Manhattan Chess Club. He played in a blitz tournament, and he played Soltis, and he lost his queen for a rook. Bobby was down a queen for a rook, and he actually won the game. I mean, that's just a ferocious player. These guys are talking about some crazy stuff on here. Zebulon? Zebulon. I don't know what that is. Finding active resources in a losing position is a sign of a strong player. I agree. I mean, this normally I win games. I mean, I win a lot of games in the end game where I am down material. I didn't win this end game, but a lot of these players on here are not very good end game players, and I end up winning games against them. Um, that I shouldn't win. Those masters. You know, those masters are always looking for resources. I guess there's 3 minutes left. I'm gonna wrap it up because it's 8:30 here Central Time, and I've got some stuff to do. But anyway, that was that. I hated losing that game because I was on my tiptoes the whole time, and then you know what I mean. Then like blundered at the end. Hey, thanks, Drew. I appreciate it. And if you feel like it, come back next Monday at 7. It's when we 7 Centrals when we play. I don't know if you're playing or not, but I stream every week, and hopefully I'll have my new computer working, doing streaming next week. So I've got a better setup on it, so you can see other people's chat and whatever. Anyway, Drew, have a good night. I'm gonna go ahead and quit this tournament, and I'm going to quit streaming and call it a night. Goodbye.